What's up, Jeff?
Good, sir.
Is it cool if I GoPro? Just from the Facebook.
Yeah, well, whatever.
You know, like anybody who watches it.
Yeah, no,
How you been, all right?
You got a pretty good one, because I mean, all your videos are like amazing.
I do it all on my phone, man. I broke my last phone. I couldn't figure out why I got this GoPro, and it's supposed to. I talked to Fox 35.
Yeah,
They met me
yeah.
down here at night though, but I talked to a guy for like 25 minutes.
I know, I guess it was what? It was the week before that you put. I mean, it's been up. What? It's about the second week, right?
Couple weeks maybe. Yeah.
I was down here last weekend. You know, like whatever.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be cool to kind of just see what you're, just to talk about the inspiration behind, why you did it, and then, I mean, I assume that you. I mean, obviously this was right after.
I was here when it happened, but I left town for town. I had already planned on painting Deborah Clayton and Norman Lewis. I'd already planned on doing that, but the Seminole County Sheriff got a hold of me and asked me if I would be interested in painting all the Seminole County Sheriffs that have been killed in action. And he said there were 6 of them, and sent me like a link and that's where I got the photos from. Sometimes people say, hey, could you paint this? And I'll go, why didn't I think of that? And, and this is one of those times where I say, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, because it's like, even though you're doing it to them, we're here in Seminole County, so
It goes all the way back to, I think, 1922.
the
guy on the far end, and I was putting them in order, but I did goof them up at the end. But 1922, I guess somebody stole a pair of pants somewhere, and he went to the guy's house, and the guy shot him.
That's what that.
So they strung him up and hung the guy. That's what they did back in 1922. So that's how, And then whenever I tell people 6 Seminole County sheriffs have been killed in the line of duty, almost everybody goes, that's it? I mean, what kind of a pathetic world we live in when people,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the...
I report those, but not
what would
as far
happen
as-
if you were to do a story on something where you couldn't prove what you said, or you couldn't back up your facts? You'd be fired?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna...
No, every day I literally stress out about even just how I pronounce people's names, how I speak and personalities.
I'm just curious if you think, like on the local level, there's not so much of it going on because you don't have a lot of time. You gotta, if there's so much going on in the local area that you gotta inform.
A minute 15 actually is what they want each.
A minute 15?
To get more than that, and then a minute 30.
Yeah.
So it's got to be just, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
And then if you got 2 stories,
You gotta do-
you got to get both in there. So it's
You
really,
even got to choose your words when you're narrating it.
It's got to be very concise, very to the point.
So basically, you really don't have time to interject your own opinions, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. The national level.
the national stuff is just talking head type, just,
Right.
we're.
So let me ask something too, in general, because people tune into the news and it's always like I was watching it the other night, man, when I was on Fox 35, I was waiting for it to come on, and it's just like the craziest stuff, man, just a guy beating up an elderly man, and it's just, I mean, you can't do news and tell people all the good stuff that's going on because nobody would watch you guys. You got to scare the hell out of them so that they tune in to keep watching, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder, you got to throw in a little bit of good news because if you depress people to tears, they're not going to.
Shows, or at least, I'm not saying ours, but a lot of research has showed that that a lot of people do. In this, or
well, people are paranoid too, so when there's something sketchy going on, they're like, I gotta know, I want to be safe, and
and we have a responsibility. I mean, we have to report, where things go wrong and where bad things happen, because how else ultimately do people kind of learn from
back?
Because you have to have a responsibility as far as
Wow, could you imagine if on the national level, if they had this Jeff Allen's attitude about being a reporter? Actually, I just had an epiphany, man. This whole thing was going to be completely.
Yeah, and you do have, there's some, maybe the look. I mean, I can't speak for everybody,
I gotta find out, man.
I can't speak for everybody,
I gotta find out, man.
We're supposed to.
I asked the Facebook people; they know, man, or they all give me their opinions. But making fun of the news and how phony it is, and there's a lot of facts in there, but you can't differentiate between what's true and what's not, and what's their opinion. And so, anyways, it's meant to be a spoof, and it's supposed to be funny, but maybe. This is just an idea, a revelation I just had just since talking to you, but because not everybody's like that, especially at the local level, it seems. So it'd be kind of cool to make fun of everybody and then show a bunch of the local newscasters and go, this is where you get your news, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's tough
idea.
because I think there is a lot of skepticism right now, of us, and it's.
If you're a person that can shoot a cop, you can shoot anybody, anything. You know what I mean? That's got to be the most dangerous type of person on the planet. Someone who's willing to shoot a cop, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are so thankful that they were able to get him, and nobody else died in the process of
Yeah.
capturing him. You know what I mean? So even if
I mean, I didn't have to think twice about doing this because, I'm just dumbfounded by how these policemen are put under the microscope. And if they're just constantly, the national media is constantly, and if something happens, and 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it turns out they're just crying wolf, and it was, they were justified, but people jump to conclusions, and police are demonized, put under the microscope, and it's, where would we be without policemen? We'd be in anarchy. And what's next? Want to attack firemen? Or how about doctors? Or why don't we put some parents under the microscope?
yeah, they get scrutinized more than
It's ridiculous.
At least the emergency body cameras will hopefully at least protect when there are allegations that maybe
Right.
law enforcement are doing things that.
I got the
shows-
utmost. I don't like cops
things,
either
so
when I get a speeding ticket. All right,
Hey,
I
who
mumble
does,
under my
right?
breath. I cuss them out, but you know what, man? If it wasn't for them, people would be crashing and killing everybody and doing 80 miles an hour through neighborhoods,
Oh, yeah.
and they don't get paid enough. And the last thing they should be is disrespected. Hey, am I interviewing you, or are you supposed to be
I know,
interviewing me?
that's yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to have respect for the police, and you got to have respect for the military, man. I mean, these people put their lives on the line for us. Yeah. Right. People who disrespect them, I call them the ugly Americans. Mate, when I first met you, I was on the trail and I was talking to these old elderly ladies, I guess you would call
Oh
them.
yeah.
And
That's right,
the
yeah,
gate,
'cause-
the gate to my the Marilyn Monroe painting is the gate to go in to my
Yeah,
mom's.
that's right,
And I
yeah.
guess you were peeking your head out and you were looking around or something. I didn't see you.
Yeah, because her name's Marilyn, and so we were like, and she loves like all the.
Oh no, I'm talking about this was when I first met you, and you
okay.
just showed up out there, and you didn't tell me you were coming or nothing. You just were doing something on the trail or something, I guess. But anyway, some lady taps me on the shoulder and goes, "Sir, I think there's a Jehovah's Witness out there waiting." You're in the Channel 13 car, and you were like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And I was like,
I think because I was probably trying to do the story. Maybe I hadn't. I don't know. Maybe not gotten in touch with you or something. I don't know. Whatever. I probably just was like.
I mean,
hey,
'cause I
let's
didn't know
just
you
try
were
to-
going to be out there, and it kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, yeah, because you put me on the spot, and I
Yeah.
had never. I think
Yeah.
I'd been on TV like one other time, and I
Yeah, I
was
think I
kind
had
of
to
nervous,
kinda-
and I was like, yeah, I don't
I had
think
to
so.
kind of like.
But I did talk to you.
Whatever.
Yeah,
like, coax you.
yeah, he had to coax me into it,
Like,
and then when you put the mic on me, I probably didn't shut up.
that's all. Did they just kind of hear that you were going to be doing that, and then they said, "Hey, can you also?" Or how did they like? Did they just? How did they know that you were?
Well,
gonna be doing
the
that?
one sheriff just emailed me on Facebook, or I'm sorry, emailed me,
Oh,
and
and just
asked if
said-
I would, and I was like, yeah, man, that sounds like a great idea.
And you were already thinking about doing that, so you just like, "Hey, let's do this as one big."
Yeah, I checked to see if we can put him in a spot somewhere where it's close to maybe where the main station is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
where the public can
Right
see
there
it
where
too.
okay.
And then he was talking to me about all the police officers that had died. Right,
But at the same time, it's like it doesn't mean that they.
So yeah, that turned out pretty good, I guess. I don't know.